Jones 14 out of 25 in passing, 148 yards. Gets the ball into Paola. Paola to the 30. Paola hits pitches ready to 35 to the 36-yard line. And he gives the Rainbows light with 3:09 remaining to be played in the first quarter. Scott Thomas, the defensive back, made the stop for the Air Force. First down, Rainbows.
What I really liked there was on the offensive line, Jim, that left side completely opened up over there behind the blocking of Derby and Flores. They just blew some people out, and New just hit it real quick. He picked up 10 yards, but great blocking up front.
Rainbows with a first down at their own 35-yard line. Walter Murray is flanked to the near side. Slotted inside of Murray is David Dyer. Warren Jones looks over a 5-man front for the Air Force Academy. Short drop, pitches back to William Bell. He may pass. He does pass. It is complete on a crossing pattern to David Dyer. The gain from the 35 out to the 41-yard line. Gain of 6, second down and 4.
Jim just handed a quick injury report. William Bell is left for the locker room with a cut on his chin. He will be back.
William Bell is back.
All right,
just threw that pass.
I just was handed that. Wait.
Boy, they really get the information to us quick, don't they?
Yeah, and I think I would have realized that Bell threw the ball. I like that. That's good. That's typical. I tell you, Jim, it's a plot to make us look bad. Don't you think that? We just pay him enough money.
41-yard line, second down and 4 for the Rainbows. They trail 10-0. Warren Jones, the quarterback, turns, fakes to the fullback, gives it up the middle to William Bell. Breaks the tackle at the 50, the 45, the 41-yard line of the Air Force Academy. Great blocking up front, Charles Motolui, Joe Onosai, Quentin Flores.
We're going to look at it again, Jimmy. You're right. Great blocking, straight base blocking. Onosai, Motolui. Flores really does a nice job of taking his guy down. Derby kicks his guy out. The hole's there. Bell goes. What I really like about William Bell is he says, give me some tacklers. Bring on the tackles. He picked up 17 yards running over people.
Well, it wasn't William Bell on that injury report. It was quarterback Greg Tipton.
Oh, okay.
He has a cut under his chin and has been taken to the locker room. First down for the Rainbows. Ball just inside the 42-yard line of the Air Force Academy. Paola and Fakava in the backfield. Ball is given up the middle to Nu'u. Good blocking. Again, following his blocking into the secondary, is able to maneuver inside the 40-yard line to the 37-yard line of the Air Force Academy. Gain from the 42 down to the Air Force. We'll see where they put the ball.
You know, take nothing away from Greg Tipton.
But just inside, Rick, just inside the 38.
Take nothing away from Greg Tipton, but the solid performance that Warren Jones gave down at El Paso. Now, you can see this offense doesn't lose anything when he takes the field. They're doing a nice job of executing right now.
Second down and 6 for the Rainbows. The ball just short of the 37-yard line of the Air Force Academy. Dias is flanked to the far side. Paola and Fakava in the backfield. Back to passes Jones. Eludes one man. Throws over the middle. It is complete to Walter Murray. First down for the Rainbows on the 20-yard line.
Tom Rotella, the cornerback, making the tackle. And I tell you, we're going to have an injured defensive back down. I think it's number 29 for Air Force. We'll take another look at it. Warren just rolls to his right, gets nice protection, sets up nicely. Walter beats it on the out pad and picks up 17 yards against man coverage. Good execution all the way around.
Good execution there, Rick, because Warren Jones waited for Walter Murray to go across the middle on that pattern and actually waited for him to clear, then pumped the ball. And in the meantime, while he was waiting for Murray to clear, he was eluding the rush of the Air Force Academy. Fine poise, and we mentioned that in the UTEP game, that he does possess that.
That's a rather astute analysis, James. You're exactly right. He waited for his man to make his move in the defender.
10-0 in favor of the Air Force Academy. The Rainbows have the ball on the Falcon 20-yard line. Double wide receiver to the left. Warren Jones takes a snap, gives it up the middle to Paola, looking for a hole, trying to stay on his feet, and they whack him down at the 19-yard line. Gain of 1, second down and 9. 24 seconds remaining to be played in the first quarter. Steve Siegler there out of Houston, Texas, 6'1", 183-pound junior, made the stop for the Air Force Academy.
And one of the things I said it a few plays ago that I'm really impressed with, though, is the way that Air Force plays defense. Those people in the secondary fly up to the line on run and really play run support very well.
Marco Johnson comes into the game, replacing Nu'ufao'ola. A Koti Fakava remains at fullback for the Rainbows. Dias is flanked to the left, and Walter Murray to the right. Second down and 9. Ball just inside the 20-yard line. And that's the end of the first quarter. So the Rainbows, at the end of 1 quarter of play, trail nationally ranked Air Force 10-0. This is the Rainbow Football Network.
What?
Some movement The ball, I believe, was snapped by Charles Montolui.
That's a defense jumping, Jim. The Bulls are going to pick up 5 yards. It's really going to help because it'll make up 2nd and 5. I think it was Steve Spewak that jumped the nose guard. Spewak, is that how you say his name? You're always good at pronouncing those kinds of names. S-P-E-W-O-C-K.
Air Force moved, and Montolui, the center for the Rainbows, then snapped the ball. He has done that on numerous occasions this year. And the ball is now placed at the 14-yard line. It will be second down for the Rainbows. But now, second down and about 4.5.
And a rare occasion is watching that Air Force defense jump when they're down inside the 20, where they've always been the toughest.
Dirk Kapau is to the right, and David Dias to the left as wide receivers. William Bell and Nu'u Fa'aola are in the backfield. Fa'aola is now at fullback. Bell is the tailback, and the Rainbows jump offside. Brian Derby.
Ooh, I'll tell you, that's going to cost the Bows, Jim, but Derby really flew out of there. Both teams going at each other. You can see the tension down there. You can see the way they're hitting each other. I like it. Both teams very fired up right now.
So Jack Baker, the official, will move the ball back to just inside the 20-yard line, and the Rainbows will still have second down and about 9.5 to go for the first down.
Illegal procedure on the offense.
Rainbows come out of the huddle. Second down and 9.5. Walter Murray flanked to the right. David Dias split to the left. Back to pass is Warren Jones. Backpedal. Throws over the middle. It is complete to the tight end, Theo Adams. Adams catches the ball and then falls down on the 14-yard line. Line of scrimmage being the 20 will be third down for the Rainbows. Third down and 4. They have to go just inside the 10 for the first down. Air Force has a tough defense, and that may be an understatement. They pursue to the ball well, and that may be an understatement.
Well,
so quick.
Yeah, they are, Jim. They're everything you would want them to be, and they're just well balanced. This is probably the biggest third down play we've seen for the Bows thus far this game.
Third down for the Rainbows. They trail 10-0. They have the ball on the 14-yard line of Air Force. Jones rolling to the far side, looking into the end zone. Throw short. It is complete to Fa'aola. He has the first down at the 9-yard line. The ball pops out, but the whistle had already blown.
The whistle had been blown for about 2 or 3 seconds, but that Air Force Academy classic, they pursued the football, they gained tackle, and then they stripped the ball. That was Terry Mackey, their All-American linebacker.
And Nu'u Fa'aola is not getting up.
Well,
I believe that's Nu'u.
I think you're right, Jim, but we'll see now. He's had the trouble with his leg. He didn't appear to get hit low. We'll take a look at it again on replay. Jones has a lot of patience and a lot of poise here. Waits for Nu'u to get outside, away from Mackey, the linebacker. Well, Nu'u does take the good hit. You see him churning with that leg. He didn't appear to be in pain, Jim, as he was going down when the ball coughed up. Definitely not a fumble. We'll just have to hope that Nu'u Fa'aola is okay.
Nu'u, with that knee injury, he has been out of the lineup.
Boy, Fa'aola is more than a physical presence, Jim. Almost don't recognize him. He's got quite a haircut out. You got to hope that Nu'u is going to be all right here. But he's such a spiritual force out there for this football team. You got to hope that he's healthy, and I think he is.
Nu'u is up, and he is being escorted back to the bench. Nu'u Fa'aola, he is, you know, when you say the word tough, you can overuse that word, but in his case, it is applicable. Air Force leads 10-0. The Air Force 21-yard field goal. And then in 4 plays, they march 51 yards with Bart Weiss going in from the 4. Now the Rainbows threaten first down from the 9-yard line. The ball is picked to William Bell. He leaps to the 5, leaps to the 4-yard line.
And you know, you go back to the offside play a couple of plays ago with Derby, and we've been saying it all along. The offensive line is cranking now. Coming out, just coming off the ball, gets a good block there, and the defender coming up. Bell just scrambling. Bacava with an excellent block from the fullback position.
Nu'u is back in the game. Those are not boos. Those are the people here in the stadium say Nu'u, Nu'u, time and time again.
He's such a personable player. This whole crowd loves him.
Second down, goal to go for the Rainbows. They trail 10-0. They come out on the I formation behind Warren Jones. Jones with a double tight end alignment. Gives the ball to Nu'u Fa'aola on the delay. He struggles to the 3. He struggles to the 2-yard line. It will be third down, goal to go for the Rainbows.
Jim, the report I had on Nu'u was he just simply had his wind knocked out of him a little bit. It wasn't his legs, and that's a good sign.
Helmet comes off of Nu'u Fa'aola. He places it back on his head, walks back to the huddle. Mike Chandler, Terry Mackey there to make the stop for the Air Force Academy. Third down, the ball just inside the 2-yard line. Air Force 10, Rainbows nothing. But the Rainbows less than 2 yards away to get back in this game. Out of the huddle they come. They flip-flop the tight end. Ron Hall sets up on the right. Ball is pitched to Fauola around the right side. He gets to the 1. He scores!
This place is electric. Fauola just showing great determination. He gets the good block out in front, and you got to like the play. It's just a toss sweep to the right. Offensive line getting out there. And, Jim, this is great to listen to.
No, Fauola took the pitch from Warren Jones and then put his head down and went through 2 players, broke the plane of the end zone, and the Rainbows are right back in it. 10-6 in favor of the Air Force Academy. Fauola able to penetrate into the end zone through Tom Rotello and Scott Thomas. Kerry Brady in to try the extra point. Out of the hold of Kurt Simon. Waiting for the snap from center. It is back. It is placed down. It is kicked. He drills it. It is good. We look at the scoreboard. 12:48 remaining to be played in the first half. Air Force Academy 10. The Rainbows 7. This is the Rainbow Football Network.
Need a little...
Return men in the nation.
Well, he's benefited by a couple of missed tackles here. The Bows come down. They're in their lanes, and Jefferson, who's always a sure-handed tackler, just misses it and allows Rattel to bounce to the outside. He goes upfield in pursuit by Moku, overcomes Owens, and then finally Walter Murray, of all people, is in on the tackle.
First down for the Air Force on their 42-yard line. Wide side of the field is to the left. Bart Weiss looks over a 4-man front for the Rainbows. Weiss with a long count. Turns. Gives the ball up the middle to number 37, that's Smith. He struggles over the midfield stripe all the way into Rainbow territory and out of bounds at the 46-yard line of the Rainbows. Now they put it at the 45. Patello Munga there to make the stop for Hawaii.
Real big series psychologically for the Bows here, Jim. They've just got to come up. We see Tipton back on the sideline now. We watched him just run out moments ago onto the field. Apparently he got stitched up on the left side of his face. But, Jim, psychologically, the Bows need to hold on this series.
Air Force out of the huddle. First down at the Rainbow 45-yard line. Jeff Coates, wide receiver to the near side. Weiss turns, gives the ball up the middle. Carrying the ball is Johnny Smith. Hit at the line of scrimmage, leaps into the Rainbow secondary. From the 45, we'll see where they're giving forward progress. Probably only to the 44. Matt Fulner was there to undercut him at the 44-yard line. Gain on the play of about 2, second down, and 8 yards to go for the Air Force Academy. 11:58 remaining to be played in the first half. 10-7 Air Force. Steve Allen has gone in as a wide receiver for the Air Force. He is flanked to the near side, picked up by Sam Moku defensively. Bart Weiss, second down and 8 from the 44-yard line of Hawaii. Weiss looks now over a 5-man line. Weiss gives the ball up the middle, struggling to the 40-yard line is Johnny Smith, and then the Rainbow defense buries him there. It will be third down for Air Force.
I like the name of the Air Force guys. Steve Allen, Dick Clark. They got a bunch of some great names down there.
John Livingston credited with the stop on that last play. Third down for the Air Force Academy.
And what are they going to do here? They're becoming counter plays, out patterns to Carpenter. We'll see. Tough to go on 3rd and 5 with them.
Allen is flanked to the far side. Third down play for Air Force. Weiss with a long count. Still counting. Weiss keeps the ball. Stumbles for a bit. Throws sideline pattern. It is caught. No, they say incomplete. It will be fourth down. Steve Allen with a leaping attempt at the Rainbow 28-yard line, and he did not have possession. What an effort, though, by Steve Allen.
Oh, great effort. Great effort by Weiss, too, because he stumbles coming out, and he throws his ball going to his left. He's right-handed. He puts the ball out there. Allen just leaping out there, and just the referee rules. He doesn't have possession. He was bobbling it, but great effort extending his body. And look at this, Jim.
Rainbow special teams come sprinting onto the field. Punter is Mark Simon. He leads the nation in punts. Puts it toward the near sideline. It will go into the end zone. Rainbows will put the ball in play at the 20-yard line. 10:52 remaining to be played in the first half. 10 for the Air Force, 7 for the Rainbows. This is the Rainbow Football Network.
Brings
on the last turnover, turned it into a touchdown.
Here we go. Fauola just breaks the tackle at the line of scrimmage from his tailback position. He's coming deep. Here, there's a couple people hanging on him. He just goes, but somebody very alertly just strips the ball and then pulls it back in. I think it was Mike Chandler, the linebacker. Good job of stripping the ball from Fauola.
Golden opportunity for the Air Force now on the 33-yard line of the Rainbows. Wide side of the field is to the right. Carpenter takes up station as the wide receiver there. Wishbone behind the quarterback, Bart Weiss. He is brilliant in that position. Weiss keeps the ball, rolls to the near side, throws for Carpenter. He's open at the 20-yard line, and he takes on Moku, and also Luis Santiago coming across to blast him out of bounds inside the 20 on the 17-yard line. First down for Air Force.
Oh, nice job of pursuit by the defense, but that out pattern, Jim, against his zone coverage, the Bows have been troubled all year long at the cornerback position. Having to show now, having seen how good Steve Allen and Ken Carpenter really are, a lot of respect, and the Air Force just able to take advantage of that cushion.
14-yard gain for Carpenter. He is now over 800 yards in pass reception yardage for the season. Jeff Coates to the far side. Ball is given up the middle, struggling to the 16-yard line. Is Pat Evans, the fullback for the Air Force. Line of scrimmage was the 19. Gain of a play of 3, second down, and 7 yards to go for the Air Force Academy. Patelo Nunga, along with Thad Jefferson there to make the stop for the Rainbows. Nunga, Ana Tuyasasopo, Colin Scott, the interior lineman. Patelo Nunga, Thad Jefferson, Michael Beasley, M.L. Johnson, the linebackers. Sam Moku, Luis Santiago, Kent Defenses, and Vincent Sides in that secondary for the Rainbows. Second down now for the Air Force Academy. They have the ball on the 16 of the Rainbows. They lead 10-7, second quarter. Ball is given to Evans. Big hole. He's able to slant off the left side and gets all the way to the 10-yard line, short of the first down by a yard. Pat Evans, 5'11", 190 out of Vicksburg, Mississippi, All-American High School.
Big hole is right, Jim. Evans, the fullback, just takes it because they get the good scramble block up inside and get people off the ball. They really open up the lane, moving to their left.
9 minutes and 38 seconds remaining to be played in the first half. 10-7 Air Force. Third down and 1 for the first down. Third down and 10 for the touchdown. Carpenter flanks to the near side. Again, the wishbone behind the quarterback, Weiss. Weiss turns, gives the ball up the middle to Evans. He's at the 5-4-3. Touchdown, Air Force, right up the middle.
You know, you'd expect on 3rd and 1 that they would come with that play, and you just have to credit the Air Force Academy because Evans just explodes up in there. Good blocking up front. Short yardage situation. They ran the obvious play and took it all the way in for the touchdown. Just right up inside, breaks the tackle and keeps his feet and goes inside.
Air Force now leads 16-7 over the Rainbows. Great power blocking by the Air Force. Steve Hendrickson, Rusty Wilson, the center, Joe Jose, the guard on the right side, Craig Evenson, the offensive tackle on the left side, and Evans himself right up the middle. Tom Ruby, trying to make it 51 in a row for the season, puts it up. It is good. We look at the scoreboard. 17 for the Air Force Academy, 7 for the University of Hawaii. 9:20 remaining to be played in the first half. This is the Rainbow Football Network. Back just inside the 23. We're looking for Warren Jones at quarterback. He remains in at quarterback. Hekoti Fakava and Nu'ufao Ola will be in the backfield for the Rainbows. Derby, Flores, Motolui, Onasai, Mark Nua in that offensive line. Nua out of New Zealand, 6'7", 322 at right tackle. Back to pass. Warren Jones has the time. Sideline pattern for Murray. Comes back and makes the catch at the 38-yard line. First down, Rainbows. And a penalty flag has been thrown. We may have a late hit on Air Force.
Probably a late hit, Jim, because it's a pursuing type of defense. Excellent job, though, by Jones. Offensive line giving him good protection. But he comes back and really shows a lot of poise. Passing on first down here. Waits again as he has before for Murray to make the move on the defender and throws the ball beautifully. We're going to have a roughing penalty, Jim, against the Air Force, and that's going to be a good break for the Bows.
9:06 remaining. Jack Baker, the referee, moved the ball into Air Force territory and puts it down on the 47-yard line of Air Force. Personal foul against the Falcons.
Personal foul on the defense. First down. Big play for the Air Force to be making there. Take a look at it as Murray goes down. It's Spearing coming in late. Good call.
First down for the Rainbows on the 47-yard line of Air Force. They shift out of the I formation, split back behind the quarterback, Warren Jones. Jones backpedals, has the time, steps up in the pocket, throws short over the middle, complete to the tight end, Ron Hall at the 40. He takes a hit at the 39-yard line. Down he goes. Good game on the play of close to 9 yards, 2nd down and 1.
Bo's mixing it up a little bit more, not just because they threw him the last 2 times on first down. Ziegler and Mackey made the tackle that time, but just the play action, good faking, good routes. I like the way they're executing on offense.
They put the ball on the 39-yard line. Rainbows have to go to the 37. It will be 2nd down and 2. Out of the huddle they come. David Dias is flanked to the right. Split to the left is Dirk Apo. I formation behind Jones. Jones turns, gives it to the fullback. Hekoti Fakava puts his head down and goes nowhere. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage. Then that great pursuit by Air Force wraps him up and down he goes. He succumbs to the pressure just about at the line of scrimmage. We will see where they will give him forward progress. They say inside the 38, but a half yard short of the first down. It will be 3rd down. Spiewak there, Mackey there, A.J. Scott out of O'Fallon, Illinois there for the Air Force Academy. 8:04 remaining to be played in the first quarter. Danny Kroll now has gone back into the game for the Rainbows at running back.
What a great linebacker Terry Mackey is, number 67 for the Air Force. At 6'2", 229, was an NCAA champion wrestler as well, but we've been saying his name on almost every play, Jim. He's all over the field.
I like the line you gave me yesterday. You said, if these players can fly airplanes the way they can play football, country's in good shape. 3rd down, less than a yard. I formation. Coyle Permetter now has come into the game at tailback. Ball is given up the middle to Nuufaola. 35-30, 25-yard line. A patented Faola run.
Well, I really like, again, is the offensive line on the left side, but Faola really makes it happen. They're going to go with a quick trap now. New just breaking to the outside. He sees the congestion. The defense closes down, and he has that great lateral ability to get upfield. A.J. Scott makes the tackle, but not before Faola picks up 13 yards and a first down.
Air Force leads 17-7. 7:22 remaining to be played in the first half. Hekoti Fakava comes back into the game, replacing Permetter. Tailback is now Nuufaola. Wide receivers, short splits left and right. 6-man line for Air Force. Back to pass is Jones. Throws long for the end zone. He wants Dias. It is overthrown. Crowd wants interference. They are not going to get it.
Well, they were
Covering on the play.
Fakava's down back there in the field. He's getting up slowly. They were pushing in Dias' back. I think it was Tom Rotella, the cornerback. David actually had him beat on that fade pattern, just going up the field. It's a go, and they pushed, but they didn't call it.
Tom Rotella covering on the play for the Air Force Academy. He, in the nation, is 3rd in the nation in interceptions. He has 8 coming into the game tonight.
They have what, I think you said, 25 interceptions on the year thus far?
25.
It's an extremely active secondary. Very, very good.
Kyle Mosley comes in at wide receiver. Hekoti Fakava goes out at fullback. Replacing him is Coyle Permetter out of Anchorage, Alaska. Permetter playing in his 4th game. The previous 3, he has gone over 100 yards in rushing. Mosley and Apau are now the wide receivers left and right for the Rainbows. 2nd down and 10. Now we are delayed for the moment as Rotello has his helmet off, and they're helping him up the near sidelines as he was injured on that last play, covering Dias. Mike Tolliver out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, has gone in to replace him in that secondary for the Air Force. 2nd down and 10. Ball is given up the middle to Nuufaola. Gets in front of his own blocker and bounces off him, gets to the 20-yard line. It will be 3rd down and 5. Ty Hamaker out of Temple, Texas, made the stop, the linebacker for the Air Force. Walter Murray comes in at wide receiver now, along with David Dias. Apau and Mosley leave for Hawaii. 6:37 remaining to be played in the first half. Murray is flanked to the far side and Dias to the near side. I formation. Back to pass. Jones again has the time. Throws. It is almost intercepted. Tipped, incomplete. Penalty flag has been thrown.
Well, the flags are thrown upfield, Jim. Normally where you see holding thrown, but we'll take a look at it. I don't want to second guess it. This game has been relatively penalty-free, but I believe it'll be holding against Hawaii. There you see it. Jack Baker giving us the signal.
Holding against the Rainbows. Rainbows have made some mistakes in this game, and it has really cost them. Fumble by Murray, fumble by Faola. Those 2 turnovers have been turned into scores by the Air Force Academy. That is the sign of an excellent football team.
Holding on the offense.
Holding will be declined by the Air Force. They want the down.
Well, we're going to go with 4th down, and the Bows are in field goal range, so out comes Brady.
Brady was consistently kicking 42, 43-yard field goals.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting call by Air Force. I think if they'd taken the penalty, it showed some respect for Hawaii's offense. Taking the penalty would have moved them back further.
Tipton comes in to hold. Brady is 11 for 14, 47 long. They put the ball on the 27-yard line. 37-yard attempt straight on. The kick is up. Looks good. Is good. We look at the scoreboard. 6:19 remaining to be played in the first half. Air Force 17, Hawaii 10. This is the Rainbow Football Network.
Need
4 yards to carry.
That's a pretty good first half.
Hawaii 57 yards in 8 plays, 37-yard field goal by Kerry Brady. 17-10 in favor of the Air Force Academy. 6:12 remaining to be played in the first half. Carpenter is flanked to the far side, picked up by Sides defensively for the Rainbows. Wishbone behind White. First and 10 from their own 29-yard line. White's back to pass. Has the time. Throws long over the middle. It is caught and then dropped. And they say incomplete. Sam Moku covering on the play. Hugh Brennan was the receiver. I thought he caught the ball.
I did too, Jim. I can tell you, I really enjoy the way these two teams are going after each other. On first down now, Weiss comes out. He gets excellent protection. He comes back and stumbles. He really isn't very sure of his feet in setting up a pass. His tight end was open way downfield, splits the defense in the zone. The defense wrestles him down, sides him Moku, and the ball comes out. Good break for Hawaii.
From our position, it appeared as if Brennan had possession. Be that as it may, second down and 10 for the Air Force. Jeffcoat is the wide receiver. He is flanked to the left. Weiss looks over a 5-man Rainbow defense. Weiss gives it up the middle. With the ball is Smith. Struggles out over the 30 to the 31, 32-yard line. M.L. Johnson, outside linebacker on the left, makes the stop. Thad Jefferson also there to help him out. Number 49 and 59. In on the play, out over the 30. They give him forward progress all the way to the 33. It will be third down for the Air Force.
Now, you could say something like this a lot in the broadcast, and you would expect it in the football game, but there's some excellent hitting going down there on the field, especially up front. Both teams really teeing off on each other. That's going to take its toll at some point in the game.
5:33 left. Carpenter is flanked to the far side, double coverage. Sides and Moku. Ball is kept by Weiss. Rolls to the far side. Throws to Pittman on a short pattern. He's tackled by Patalononga as the 38-yard line short of a first down.
Big defensive series for Hawaii now. They're able to come out here. Good play for the Air Force. They fake the option play action now. He's going to let his back sort of release on a flood pattern away from the linebacker. And then Nonga showing great athletic ability. Runs him down in the open field.
Mark Simon into punt for the second time. Waiting for the snap from center. He is the nation's leading punter, averaging 47.2 yards a punt. Marco Johnson is deep for the Rainbows. There is the punt. Oh, what a beauty. Johnson waiting, takes it on the 15-yard line, looking for the wall. He has nowhere to go. He's at the 20. Now it opens. 25, 30, 33-yard line. Oh, I don't know how he found that. He was going to the left, to the right. He was wig-wagging, desperately trying to find a hole, and all of a sudden the fast lane opened up, and he was able to take advantage of it. Good return, 18 yards.
Well, 48-yard punt, 4.1 hang time. Air Force did all the right things, and then Marco just put some great moves on. Brady Glick ends up making the tackle, but Marco almost breaks. He gets by Glick, and he's got nice position on the field.
David Dias and Walter Murray will be the wide receivers. First down on their own 33-yard line. 4:36 left to play in the first half. Rainbows trail the Air Force 17-10. Split backs behind the quarterback, Warren Jones. Backpedals, has the time. Sets up the screen to the near side. It is complete to Paolo. One man to beat at the 30. He breaks the tackle. He's at the 35. He's at the 40. He's at the 45. The 50. Bounces into his own man, and down he goes at the 45-yard line. He bumped into Ron Hall.
Well, I think Ron was out there, and Scott Thomas makes the tackle. Ron was really trying to block for him. I really like the way Warren Jones sets this up, Jim. He really kind of waits and really sets up the screen nicely. New showing those good soft hands in the flat. Now he puts the move on, breaks the tackle. He's going to pick up 22 yards, but he cuts back across the grain, and he starts to show that great speed. But unfortunately, Hall just cuts across, and they make a collision. But nice pickup, 22 yards.
Ball is on the 45-yard line of Air Force. Dias is flanked to the right, Dirk Apau to the left. First down for the Rainbows. Apau goes in motion, and Warren Jones calls the final timeout the Rainbows have in the first half. 3:58 remaining to be played in this first half. We will pause on radio. This is the Rainbow Football Network. We will keep it here on television.
Well, I'll tell you, Jim, Jones is showing a lot of poise. You really have to be impressed with the way he's come off this bench against this really good defense, and he's making the big plays. He's executing well. His pass plays are on the money. He's got good control, and the offense is moving nicely with him.
I like the way he sold the screen that time.
Yeah.
I really did.
I like the way he sold the screen. I like the way he's thrown some of his out patterns. That was just a really tough break because Hall, had he been able to just get in front of Newton, was in great position to throw maybe a block that would have sprung Newton for the whole thing. So picking up 22 yards in that play was big, and they got first in the 45 with under 4 minutes left to play. I think they're going to be in great shape.
But the Rainbows have no timeouts remaining. They have
No
used all
timeouts
3
remaining.
timeouts.
True, and we haven't really ever seen a 2-minute offense that much this year, but I think they're in good shape here because they seem to have some pretty good momentum. What they cannot do, obviously, is turn over the football, but somehow, some way, they can get on the scoreboard and just make it closer. It's going to be terrific.
3 minutes and 58 seconds remaining to be played in the first half. A look at the Tachikara Women's Volleyball Coaches Poll shows the University of Hawaii-20 is ranked 8th. They will play Stanford, and you can see that on Channel 13 Wednesday night from Plum Gym on the University of Hawaii campus live. Back to pass is Warren Jones. Looking, throws long. It is incomplete. It was intended for Colbean Walsh on the 10-yard line. He collided with the defender at the 10. Boy, the Rainbows using players that they haven't used in a long time. That's the first time we've seen Colbean in the game in quite a while.
Yep, he's hurt. He's been hurt. The kid from Leilehua, he's a terrific player. One of the things I like about that play, Jim, the offensive line giving Warren all the time that he needs. We have an injured Air Force player down there. And I also like the way the Bows are mixing it up. That time on first down, they were going for all of it, touchdown up the field, and Warren just putting a real zip on the ball as he gets it all the way up the field to the 5-yard line.
3:50 remaining. At halftime, we will be entertained by the Air Force Academy drum and the bugle corps. They're getting set up right down below us. Also, the Falcons will be flying. The real one will be in the stadium. And the wave has begun here at Aloha Stadium. What better place in the nation for the wave to begin? Oh, look at the crowd. They're going to boo the Air Force people because they're not getting into the wave, that little cheering section they have.
That's not really fun. They got to get into the spirit of it. You know, when in Hawaii, do as the people do.
Let's see if they participate this time as it comes roaring down below us, too. Do they?
They're starting to get into it.
They're starting to get into it.
I think, is that Don Wilson, Jim?
Don Wilson is the injured player for the Air Force Academy.
The combination of he and Rotello both haven't gotten shaken up now in this first half. Rotello, I think, back in the lineup. But those guys are really taking punishment back in the secondary. And I've been talking throughout this first half on their ability to play run support and how well they tackle. They really are physical as far as secondary players. They really hit hard.
17-10. Rainbows come to the line. Second down and 10 from the Air Force Academy 45-yard line. Wide receivers to the far side. Ball is given up the middle of the foul hole. A big hole. The 40, the 35. Have tacklers grabbing all over him. He carries them with him to the 28-yard line. Rodeo time.
Well, rodeo time, the thing I like about it, Rotello makes the tackle, is Newton, who has a bad knee, is able to put a real nice move on here, and then he comes upfield and he cuts on it. He's showing good power, keeps his forward momentum, and then he just drives his legs. And I tell you, he picks up 17 yards, the last 5 of which he dragged 3 or 4 Air Force guys.
Ball is on the 29-yard line. First and 10 for the Rainbows, going for the tying score. 3:29 remaining to be played here in the first half. Dirk Apau is flanked to the far side. To the near side is David Dias. High formation behind Jones. Jones gives the ball up the middle to Cody Fakava. Fakava is hit at the line of scrimmage. It was like he tried to vault the Great Wall of China. The white shirts were there.
Excellent penetration by Air Force. They just really came across the ball that time, either with some kind of blitz or they just happened to, against that blocking scheme, get the great penetration. Pat Malakowski made the tackle, but I think most of the Air Force was in there. Fakava really didn't have a chance.
Second down and 10, the ball at the 29-yard line. They say forward progress, maybe the 28 and a half. Apau leaves as one of the wide receivers. Rainbows come out of the huddle. Walter Murray and David Dias, double wide receiver to the right side. Single coverage. I formation behind the quarterback, Warren Jones. Jones back to pass. Looking, rolling to the far side. Gets away from one man. He'll try to run. He's at the 30. He's at the 25. Down he goes at the 24-yard line. He is short of the first down. It will be third down for the Rainbows. That is the first time that we really have been able to see Warren Jones ad-lib in this game.
He did a couple of nice things there, Jim. First of all, he decided to keep the ball when he saw that the secondary had covered all of his receivers. The other thing he did real well was he was able to break a tackle, cut back across the grain, and get upfield and pick up some positive yardage. So he's showing an awful lot of poise down there for a young quarterback.
So the ball is on the 24. Big third down play here for the Rainbows. 17-10 in favor of the Air Force Academy. Out of the huddle comes Hawaii. Walter Murray and David Dias flank to the right. Tight end Ron Hall sets up on the left. I formation behind Warren Jones. Jones gives it to Fauola. He's at the 21. That's all, and we have a penalty flag. Maybe holding on the Rainbows.
It may be holding on the Rainbows, and it shouldn't be. It'll be interesting to see if on third down the Air Force doesn't take the penalty. We've got holding against the Rainbows. Last time they didn't take it, and they gave Brady the good shot at the field goal. We'll see what happens here.
Brady drilled that last field goal. He hit that with all the authority that he had.
Yeah, I got to believe the coaching staff from Air Force might go, let's take the field here. Let's take the penalty and move the ball back. But we'll see. I will really be surprised if they decline it. Bo's in excellent field goal position. Nope, they're going to move it back.
William Bell has come in to the backfield now for the Rainbows. And the ball is placed back on the 34-yard line. Holding against the Rainbows. And that hurts. 1:59 remaining to be played in this first half. It hurts the Rainbows' momentum. And they have really had to struggle against this Air Force defense tonight. Air Force has been superb defensively. They've given up one touchdown and one field goal. But the Rainbows have earned every yard. Third down, long yardage. Ball is given to Bell. He is hit in the backfield back at the 36-yard line. And that call was questionable by the coaching staff on third and long.
Well, third and long, I know, it's as if they want to stay in good position for a field goal attempt. Dick Clark, the nose guy, just penetrated and got in there, Jim. I'm as surprised as you are. The Bows have been mixing up their plays real well thus far in the drive, but apparently they got a lot of confidence in Brady's ability to kick this 43-yard field goal.
Well, that's a 53-yard field goal.
I'm sorry, 53-yard field
It's
goal.
on the 43-yard line, as longest as 47. It's a high snap from center. It's a fake. Tipton back to pass, throws over the middle, complete to Theo Adams at the 29-yard line, way short of the first down. And Air Force will take over with 1:04 remaining to be played in the first half.
I really don't understand that because the pattern was only, unless Theo Adams got confused as to which stake he was going, he was still 10 yards short of a first down. Couple of confusing plays there by the Bows, and I'm as stymied as you are.
I think it was a fake field goal, but I think what ruined the Bows' chances that time, the high snap. I think that threw the timing off.
Could be, although Hall's
off.
position in the pattern wasn't deep enough for the first down, Jim.
First down for the Air Force on their own 29-yard line. They come out in a double wing formation. Back to pass is Bart White. Three-man pattern. Sets up the screen to the near side. Complete to Randy Jones. Bobbles the ball. Eludes one man. Crosses the 30 to the 31. Gain on the play of only 2 yards. Second down and 8.
We're going to see a hurry-up offense by the Air Force, Jim. They're going to work the clock with 50 seconds left.
48, 47, 46 seconds left to play in the first half. Air Force leads 17-10. Pitch comes back to Kelly Pittman. He's to the 34-yard line. The Rainbows come over and whack him out of bounds. John Livingston there, M.L. Johnson there, Anatoly Asasopo there.
And Air Force now, Jim, is really going to try their best with a 2-minute offense with 39 seconds left to get some points on the board. Hawaii obviously has got to hold here because they're only within a touchdown.
39 seconds remaining. 17-10 in favor of the Air Force Academy. You know, Rainbows have had their chances, but they've also made their mistakes, and the Air Force has taken advantage of that. Ron Bryant is flanked to the far side, picked up by Sides and also Santiago. To the near side is Carpenter, and he is dangerous. The ball is kept by White. Back to pass. Looks for Carpenter. Throws up the near sideline. It is caught by Carpenter. What a catch at the 44-yard line. M.L. Johnson right in front of him trying to tip it away. And great concentration by Carpenter. He made the catch, stayed in bounds. for the catch and then stepped out to stop the clock with 32 seconds remaining.
Well, the key was the concentration by Carpenter because M.L. Johnson played it perfectly out there in the flat. We'll take another look at it. Weiss comes back, and he really doesn't set up all that well, but he throws a nice ball. Johnson's back there in great coverage. He leaps at the right time, but the ball just gets over his fingertips, picks up 22 yards on an out pattern.
First and 10 for the Air Force. The ball on the 44-yard line of the Rainbows. The Air Force comes out on a double wing, double wide receivers left and right. Single setback is Evans. Back to pass is White. Looks over the middle, nothing there. Throws it away. And no flag. No flag. Rainbow defenders are palms upwards. They're questioning where the receiver was, or potential receiver.
Al Nonga shaking up on the play. Jimmy put a heck of a pass rush on White. He's the guy who really forced it. Got an official timeout as the trainers take the field. I have to tell you, James, I'm as surprised as anybody. I did not see anyone near the football. And
closest receiver, I think, was Kelly Pittman.
I think Fisher DeBerry looked like he was more eligible as the head coach on the sideline than anybody of the receivers. I just, maybe Weiss is saying, here, coach, you take it. We'll take another look at it on the replay. Nonga now, as we said, comes in, and he really starts to make it happen. Weiss sees him coming, throws it out there, and excuse me, but number 5-0 on the field, the paint I'm talking about, is not an eligible receiver, sir. I think he threw the ball away.
You could be right.
Hey, well,
Fisher DeBerry played it on the hop very well.
Played it on the hop. The guy still has some moves. You know, he's losing his hair, but he can still catch the ball on a bounce pretty good.
27 seconds left. Concern now for Al Nonga. Nonga on the pass rush took the double team hit, and he appears to be okay. That's 17 for the Air Force, 10 for the Rainbows. The ball on the Rainbow 44-yard line. Air Force in possession, 27 clicks of the clock remaining before the end of the first half.
That's those helmets in the midsection. As Al was coming, there was a peel-back block by the backs that stayed in for maximum protection, and he just caught it dead on the run and took the wind out of him.
Bryant is flanked to the far side. To the near side is Carpenter. Again, the double wing. Second down. 10 yards to go. Some movement in the backfield for Air Force. Now Pittman goes in motion. The ball is kept by White. Coming around the near side. Has a hole. The 40 to 35. Steps out of bounds at the 34-yard line. That could be enough for the first down. 21 seconds left. And they are getting close to field goal range for Tom Ruby.
I'll tell you, that was a real strange play because this man started in motion from the double wing. It looked as if there was going to be a procedure call against the Air Force, but he showed great presence of field, didn't panic, and they got the play off with no penalty and good execution.
Looking to measure for the first down. Chance for us to tell you about the Tachikara Women's Volleyball Coaches Poll. The University of Hawaii Rainbow Waihenes, ranked 8th in the nation, will face the Cardinal Women of Stanford this Wednesday. Two great volleyball powerhouses wrap up the regular season against each other. You can watch it live beginning at 7 o'clock on KHNL Channel 13. The excitement and emotion of Wahine volleyball. Regular season finale between Hawaii and Stanford live this Wednesday at 7. KHNL Channel 13 in Honolulu.
I tell you, it's just great, real exciting television, too, and it's great in person to see if you can get into the gym.
First down for Air Force. Ball is on the 34, just inside the 34-yard line of the Rainbow.
I want to add that for our prime ticket audience in Southern California, we'll be bringing in that game against Stanford on Wednesday next week.
Again, the Rainbows put up a four-man defense. Air Force out on a double wing, rolling to the far side is White. Looks, throws, it is tipped out of bounds, incomplete. It was intended for Carpenter on a deep crossing pattern. Good job there by Santiago.
Santiago broke it up, but real good job by Sides, too. In a man-to-man defense, he was able to stay with him every step of the way. I think we may have a penalty against Air Force, Jim, and it'll really help Hawaii because it'll take them out of that field goal range.
Holding against Air Force with 16 seconds remaining to be played. That'll be a 10-yard penalty. Move the ball from the 30, just outside the 33-yard line to the 43-yard line. So Jack Baker puts it down on the 44. Statistician Chuck Calder, who wears Coke bottle bottom glasses,
He always likes to get you.
has that kind of thing. Yeah.
That's all right. I'll stick with it.
16 seconds remaining. The ball on the 44-yard line. Out of the huddle comes the Air Force. Now another official timeout. They're going to exchange footballs. No, they're going to put it on the 43. 43-yard line, Mr. Halter. But Mr. Chips, the statistician. 16 seconds remaining. Back to pass is White. Three-man pattern. White is hit by Nonga and sacked.
The Bows were an excellent defense. They came with the blitz. They moved Al to the outside, and he came, and Air Force, nobody saw him. Great play. They were expecting the long pass, and they went for it. Good call by the defense.
So Al Nonga comes in and gets a sack. That is his 6th sack of the year.
Well,
and his brother Patello has 6. That's 12 sacks between the Nonga brothers. The team has 25 sacks on the season, and the Nonga brothers have 12 of them.
And they throw Weiss for a 15-yard loss in that play, but I really like the way they took Al and moved him to the outside and just let him come, just taking advantage of his great athletic ability. He just powered over the right offensive tackle and got into the quarterback in a hurry. You like to see that kind of attack defense. Good job by the Bows.
10 seconds remaining to be played in the first half. Ball is now in Rainbow territory on the Rainbow 42. And so the players now coming off. Both teams met with their assistant coaches. Air Force came over to meet with the offensive coaches on the near side, and the Rainbows, at least the captains, went over to meet with the Rainbow coaches on the far side. 10 seconds left. Double wing. Carpenter to the near side. He's a dangerous receiver. Ball is given up the middle. Carrying the ball is Smith, and he fumbles the ball out of bounds. I thought he threw that ball out of bounds to stop the clock.
I guarantee he threw that ball
I don't know. I don't know about that.
I guarantee he threw that ball out of bounds. That's a real heads-up play by Smith, and he's going to get away with it because he knew he was going down and would have stopped the clock, and he just heaved it out of bounds. That's a heady play, but I'll tell you, it did not pop up. He slung it out of bounds. The officials didn't catch it.
3 seconds remaining.
Now, see, if the guy's on your team when he does that, that's a good thing. But when he's on the other team there, you get a little bit upset about it. We'll take another look at it. As he's coming upfield now, he's going to get hit well in field of play. And as he does, he's going to pitch the ball. You see him pitch it.
Aloha Stadium in Honolulu.
We are on radio, and the Rainbow Radio Network, KKUA in Honolulu, KUAI in Eleele, Kauai, KMUI on Maui. I'd like to welcome many people tonight to that football network. We've got everybody watching on Prime Ticket throughout Southern California, Arizona, and Nevada. We'd like to say a special hello to Jack Ryan and all the folks watching us on KXRM Channel 21 in Colorado Springs, and another talofa to everybody down in American Samoa. Scott Thomas and Kelly Pittman are deep for the Air Force. They will be moving the ball from south to north, from our right to our left. Kerry Brady kicks off for the Rainbows to begin the second half. It is taken by Scott Thomas in the end zone. He is to the 10, trying to get to the outside, gets by Thad Jefferson, and then is stuck as he gets to the 15-yard line by the Rainbow pursuit. Really hitting him there, Sam Moku. And also in on the play for the Rainbows is John Goers.
Got a penalty, Jim, against the Air Force, too, on holding. That's going to move the ball back even further now. And the Bows are going to be in real good shape to open up the second half.
Hawaii in total yardage in passing, 109 yards, in rushing, 122 yards, 231 yards in the first half. For the Air Force, 121 yards rushing, 109 yards passing, 230 yards, 1 yard difference in total offense in the first half. And, you mentioned how tight it was. That is really tight.
Yeah, I also mentioned that, too, but I know your mind is going crazy. But that's really balanced, Jim. And the Bows are going to start off an excellent field
I needed to say that again at the start of the second.
All right, I got you.
Wishbone behind Bart Weiss. Weiss throws it out of bounds. Boy, I don't know what that play was all about.
I don't know, but should Air Force, and I really can't say this, but should they become a little bit rattled here, the Bows seem primed to take advantage of it.
Hugh Brennan was the intended receiver, but Hugh was on the sideline wondering, why is that ball so far over my head?
Just got away from Bart. He's probably a little sweaty there.
Penalty moves the ball back inside the 10-yard line. Second down and 10. It is on the Air Force 8. Tyrone Jeffcoat is to the near side. Weiss turns, gives the ball up the middle. Carrying the ball is Pat Evans. He is able to twist into the Rainbow secondary out over the 10-yard line, and then the green jerseys wrap him up. Thad Jefferson, the inside linebacker. And it will be third down for the Air Force at their own 13-yard line.
Well, big play, too, Jim. The obvious being that if Hawaii can hold here, they're going to force a punt. They will end up with the football, unless we see some spectacular punt. Then they should end up with the football in excellent field position. They must hold here.
17-10 in favor of the Air Force Academy. Ron Bryant is flanked to the near side. Double wide receiver. Ball is given up the middle to Evans, and he gets to the 15. That's all. It will be fourth down, and Air Force will have to punt it away. Colin Scott leading the Rainbow Charge as they pinched in and really gang tackled that time. Mark Simon will come in, leading punter in the country. He gets away some real boomers. Marco Johnson will back up into Rainbow territory.
Johnson's been looking excellent up at practice returning punts. We haven't seen Marco in a number of weeks. This kick can fly. He can break it. He can return them.
High snap from center. There is the kick by Simon. A wobbler all the way back to his own 30-yard line as Marco Johnson to the 35. Tries to get to the outside. He does. He's to the 40, the 50. He spins away to the outside at the 45. He's to the 40. And out of bounds he goes at the 37-yard line of Air Force. 13:27 remaining to be played in the third quarter. Air Force 17, Rainbows 10. This is the Rainbow Football Network. First down at the 37-yard line of the Air Force. Tipton back to pass. Three-man pattern. Looks over the middle. Nothing there. And he is sacked back at the 46. First sack of the game for the Air Force Academy, Chad Hennings. 6'5", 245-pound sophomore gets to Tipton, and that pushes the ball back outside the 45-yard line.
Well, let's take another look at Marco Johnson's punt return here while we're waiting for second down. And Marco just gets a nice block of field by Al Nonga, and then comes up. And what I really love here is he puts a great move on. He breaks the tackle, spins around, and gets to the outside and upfield.
Rainbow's second down and 18 from their own 45. Ball actually closer to the 46. Back to pass again is Tipton. Has the time for the moment. Throws long, crossing pattern. Dias comes back. Did he make the catch? He did.
He made the catch. He picked up the first down. He ran a deep out pattern against man-on-man coverage. David Dias and Greg Tipton that time getting good protection from the offensive line. Waited for David to make the move, and he just drills it on the out.
First down for the Rainbows on the 26-yard line of Air Force. Tipton putting that ball on the money for Dias, coming back to make the catch. Dias, a very courageous receiver. His favorite pattern is over the middle. He takes some hits.
Picked up 19 yards on that one.
First down for the Rainbows, 26-yard line of Air Force. Tipton on a pitch. With the ball is William Bell. He's to the 25, maybe the 24, as a defensive pursuit from the inside to the outside on the part of the Air Force linebackers, and they really whacked him down.
That was a good comeback play. You know, when you have a situation, I think Tipton may be down. That's not Tipton. It was a ball carrier.
It could be William Bell.
William Bell. That's a good comeback play. You get the big sack by Air Force. It drives Hawaii back, and then boom, they come right back on the next play downfield.
No, it's not Bell. It is Ekoti Fakava.
Who?
Ekoti Fakava. He has really made a name for himself as the blocking back in the Rainbow offensive schemes.
Well, you talk to all the coaches, especially Dick Tomey, and they think that he's one of the best blocking fullbacks they've had up there in a number of years, and that's saying a lot.
Out of the huddle come the Rainbows. Gain of the play of only one. Second down, about 8.5. Tipton rolling to the near side. Still rolling. And he is sacked back at the 32-yard line, dives forward to the 30.
Now to beat Mark Newer on the backside. You know, anytime you're going to run that kind of bootleg action, you've got to protect your quarterback on the backside. Defense is coming. We'll take a look at it. Greg's going to come out here. There's a little fake there to Crow. He's going to come out on a bootleg action. He's looking for Dias downfield, who's trying to run a deep pattern, and then from the backside, the protection wasn't there. He gets sacked. Ty Hankerman.
Open on the play that time was Theo Adams. He was open deep, but Tipton couldn't see him. Third down and 15 now from the 31-yard line of Air Force. Tipton rolling to the far side. Throws on the run. It is complete, and then off the hands of Dias. Dias nuzzled it for a moment. He got very cozy with the ball for the moment, but then it popped away from him. And
really?
That will bring up fourth down for the Rainbows. Scott Thomas covered on the play.
And really unusual for David Dias, who's probably one of the most sure-handed, if not the most sure-handed receiver. There's a lot of accolades heaped on Walter Murray, but Dias always catching the ball, very consistent. That time just had the ball right there and doesn't come up with it on an out pattern.
So now Kerry Brady will try a field goal. They will put the tee. Tipton will put the tee on the 38-yard line. 48-yard field goal angle from the right. It's down. It is kicked. It has the distance. It has the direction. It is good. 11:06 left to play in the third quarter. It is now 17 for the Air Force, 13 for the Rainbows. This is the Rainbow Football Network. 5 yards deep in the end zone. He will not return it. The Air Force will put the ball in play with their very potent wishbone on the 20-yard line. 17 for the Air Force, 13 for Hawaii. 11:06 remaining to be played in the third quarter. For Kerry Brady, that 48-yard field goal, his longest field goal of the year. Coming into the game, 47 yards was his longest. That was against Wyoming. For Brady, he has missed 3 field goals this year. They have been the 3 shortest that he has attempted. 27 yards, 19 yards, 24 yards. First down for the Air Force. Wishbone behind Bart Weiss. First and 10 from their own 20. Weiss gives the ball to the fullback and caught immediately is Pat Evans.
Good penetration up front that time, particularly by Ana Tuiasosopo, just coming off the snap of the ball. We'll take a look at it again. And the best way to stuff that fullback is just get in there. Don't let him get going. Ana Tuiasosopo again with the big tackle. Al Nunga also good penetration on the play.
In on the play of only a yard, second down and 9 for the Air Force Academy. Jeff Coates wide to the far side, covered by Santiago and Moku. Double tight end alignment, Wishbone behind the quarterback Weiss. Rainbow to the 5-man front. Weiss gives him on a counter play. Carrying the ball is Randy Jones, and he is ankle tackled by Colin Scott as he gets out to the 25, perhaps 26-yard line, short of the first down. So Colin, the big Australian, ankle tackling Randy Jones out of the wishbone that time. It will be third down and 4 for the Air Force Academy.
You know, to my eyes, Jim, that counter play that Air Force runs looks like one of the most dangerous plays they have down there, more so than the conventional wishbone. They just come back. They executed very well, and you just see lanes open up down there.
Steve Allen is the wide receiver. He is flanked to the far side. Big third down play here. Rainbow throw up a 5-man front. Linebackers in close. Ball is kept by Weiss, rolling around the far side. Weiss is to the 30. He has the first down. Chased by Moku, breaks the tackle. Then Jefferson comes over and ushers him out of bounds in front of the Rainbow bench, out over the 35 to the 36-yard line.
And somehow you just felt that Bart Weiss was going to call his own number that time. Now here we see him. He's operating from the left hash mark. He's going to use the whole field. He's going to spread the defense out. Gets a great block on Confensis, which leaves Moku now to come out there and play it from the secondary. And Weiss is able to turn it upfield and pick up the first down. Picked up 10 yards.
First down for the Air Force Academy on their own 36-yard line. Running room is to the left. Weiss again looks over a 5-man front. Weiss turns, keeps the ball, rolls to the near side. Waiting for him and making the tackle is Brian Owens. But Weiss able to advance the ball all the way out over the 40 to the 45-yard line. Now Weiss, who in the first half didn't call his number that often, he was able to make a 4-yard touchdown run, but he did not carry the ball that often. He comes to the sideline now, and apparently he has an arm injury or a shoulder injury. And Brian Knorr out of Lenexa, Kansas, comes in to run the wishbone, and they do not drop off with Knorr in at quarterback. Concern now for Bart Weiss. Second down and 1. Ball is given up the middle to Pittman, and he has the first down as he is able to power his way out over the 46 to the 47-yard line. That is enough for a first down for Air Force. Colin Scott there to make the stop for the Rainbows. Weiss has been seated down on the bench, on the Air Force bench, right down below us.
I think he's okay. He's got a little bit of a knockdown there. He's shaking his head. He's telling his coaches and trainers he's okay. As I look at it, probably going to keep him out for a couple of plays, but I don't know, Jim.
8:52 remaining to be played in the third period. First down for the Air Force on their own 47-yard line. Knorr keeps the ball, rolls to the near side. He is hit and dropped by Thad Jefferson.
Well, that's the point I wanted to make when I said I don't know, is that I think that this kid Knorr, to disagree with you for a second, if I may, sir, when Weiss comes out of the lineup, they're All-American quarterback, I think they are going to drop off. And I think that this is a good example right here. Nonga running from behind, but the Bows get great penetration. Thad Jefferson comes up and they sack him for 3 yards. He doesn't have the feet.
Ball is down on the 44-yard line. Knorr was the #1 quarterback going into this season. He was injured, and then Bart Weiss came along. So well, I'll have to disagree with you.
Well, I think the guy that led the team all year is what counts.
Second down and 14 now for the Air Force Academy. Knorr rolling to the far side. Now he's going to pass. Passes back to the near side. Complete to Pittman. And he is hit by Patella Nonga. Glances off Nonga, but only gets out to the 45-yard line. It will be third down and 12 for Air Force. Patella Nonga, Louis Santiago, Colin Scott's there for the Rainbows. Big third down play now for the Air Force Academy. And Weiss comes back into the game.
And the team picks up.
I like it.
I got to tell you that, because you look at the way the guy executed all year. But anyway, he's back in the lineup. He's healthy.
7:33 remaining to be played in the third period. Third down and about 13 and a half for the Air Force Academy. Weiss, back to pass, has all day. Throws sideline pattern. It's knocked away by Vincent Sides. Brilliant play by Sides. He timed that perfect. It was intended for Hugh Brennan.
A little curling
pattern. He came up from behind and knocked it away perfectly.
A little curling pattern. Now, Weiss rolling to his right. He gets good protection, sets up. Fulmer starting to put some pressure. As he throws it, Vincent, as you said, timed it perfectly, stepped in front.
Marco Johnson, who had a very exciting return the last time, drops back inside the 15-yard line. Simon kicks a spiral. Johnson takes it inside the 10 on the 8. He's back to the 15 and spun down on the 17-yard line. Rainbows will put the ball in play at that point. 17 for the Air Force, 13 for the Rainbows, 7-11 left to play in the third period. This is the Rainbow Football Network. The Air Force Academy, the Rainbows will put the ball in play on their 18-yard line.
Because it wouldn't have been enough for a first down. It would have forced them to punt over again. They only would have moved upfield. They now have the Bows inside the 20. So actually, it's one of those real good occasions where you want to decline the penalty because you would have too much leg.
7-11 remaining in the third period. Greg Tipton comes in at quarterback for the Rainbows. Hekoti Fakaba also back in the lineup.
That's good to see.
And also Nu'ufa'ola. So Fakaba and Fa'aola are in the I formation behind Greg Tipton. Dias and Murray are the wide receivers. Ball is given up the middle to a Koti Fakaba. Good hole out over the 20, all the way to the 25-yard line. A gain on the play of 7, second down and 3.
A nice block by Charlie Motalui up inside. He just drove two guys. He picked up the guy in front of him and into a linebacker, and they just get Fakaba upfield in a hurry. Good blocking up here. Quentin Flores, Joe Onosai. Nice hole up front, and Fakaba just hits it quickly.
Second down and 3 for the Rainbows. Walter Murray and David Dias flank to the far side. Five-man front for Air Force. Ball is given to Fa'aola. Nothing there. He gets back to the line of scrimmage. That's all. That will bring up 3rd and 3. John Ziegler would have none of it out of Excelsior, Minnesota.
Yeah, Ziegler.
6'3", 247, the defensive tackle.
Ziegler beat Newer to the inside. Big Mark went down there kind of into the ground going with him on the block. And what happened was Newer so big on top of Ziegler, it was a big pile of humanity for Newer trying to get over. He just couldn't get over it.
William Perry of the Bears is known as the refrigerator. Nua to his teammates is known as the house.
Yeah.
6'7", 322 out of New Zealand. Third down and 3. Tipton back to pass, rolling to the near side. He may run. He's at the 25. Down he goes. Short of the first down. It will be 4th down for the Rainbows. 4th and 3. What a job defensively for the Air Force Academy. They were faced with 2nd and 3 for the Rainbows, and the Bows did not gain an inch after that. Kevin Martin, there, the linebacker for the Air Force, made the stop.
First punt of the night, Jim, for Hawaii. First time we've seen Ben Ma'afala take the field.
Ma'afala, 36.7-yard average. 62 has been his longest effort. 5'10", 226-pounder out of McKinley High School in Honolulu. 5:20 left to play in the third period. Ma'afala waiting for the snap from center. Gets it and gets the punt away. Good one. Spiral. Backing up on the ball. Waiting. And out over the 30 to the 35, 40, 41-yard line is Scott Thomas. So the Air Force Academy will put the ball in play in good field position. 5:07 left to play in the third period.
It's a 47-yard punt, Jim, with a 13-yard return. He had a 4.1 hang time on it. Not a bad job, but as you said, the Air Force Academy now in very good field position. Big defensive series here coming up for Hawaii.
Rainbow defense put to the test again. Air Force Academy has the ball on their own 42-yard line.
Now, Bows have been able to play him tough the first 10 minutes of this third quarter. You can see Air Force really primed to get into scoring position. As this stadium begins to rock, people need and know, rather, the Bows need to come up with a big defensive series. They can't let Air Force come up with a big score. They got to stay within scoring distance.
Weiss is 8 for 16 for 121 yards in this game. .507 left in the third period. Finally, the Air Force comes to the line. Tyrone Jeffcoat is flanked to the near side. To the far side is Hugh Brennan. Wishbone behind the quarterback. Ball is given up the middle. Carrying the ball is Pat Evans. Evans from the 42, maybe to the 44.
Both have done a nice job of bottling up that fullback, and what begins to happen in that option attack, John Livingston and Pete Nonga making the tackle that time, what begins to happen when you stuff the fullback, then the quarterback becomes the next play, and that's why we've seen Weiss thus far, and we'll probably see more of them.
Air Force leads 17-13. It has been a battle. Out of the huddle they come. Ken Carpenter, the wide receiver, flanked to the right. Picked up by Santiago and Sam Moku. Again, the wishbone behind Weiss. Weiss turns, keeps it, comes around the near side, eludes one man, eludes Al Nunga, but then John Livingston is there to roll him down at the 46-yard line.
Get right back to what I was just saying on the last play. They stuff the fullback, the quarterback comes down the line. That time running it into the field, they really had nowhere to go, and you have to credit the defense. They played off it nicely, and they converged well on the football, giving Weiss nowhere to run.
M.L. Johnson on the play, too. Third down for the Air Force. Ball is on the 46, their own 46, third down, and 6 yards to go for the Air Force Academy. Carpenter comes out, and Tyrone Jeffcoat is the wide receiver. In that wishbone, Pashishniak, Evans, and Randy Jones. The ball is given up the middle to Evans, nothing doing. The green shirts are right there to stonewall him. Patelo Nunga. And it is fourth down.
You see the patience of the Air Force offense, Jim, where they just so convinced in that offense and the way they execute it. They come back to the fullback on a 3rd and 5. The Bows do a nice job of defense. They're just that same methodical execution.
Mark Simon in to do the punting. Marco Johnson back deep for the Air Force. Simon can just boom it. And he booms this one. High kick. Marco Johnson lets it go into the end zone, and the Rainbows will bring the ball out to the 20-yard line.
You know, the point I'm getting at is you don't really know what they're going to do. They have to dive the fullback despite the success of the quarterback. You have an option, fullback, quarterback pitch. They're going to come out or run the counter or throw that out pattern, but they're really just very systematic in how they attack the defense with that offense.
53-yard punt that time. That is not Simon's best of the season. He has had an 83-yard punt. Wave starts up again as it rolls right down underneath us. 3:16 left to play in the third period. Tipton with the ball, 1st and 10 at the 20. Tipton drops back, has the time this time. Pump fake, throws long. He wants Murray. Murray reaches. The ball is overthrown at the Air Force 37-yard line. Covering on the play is Don Wilson.
Don Wilson, he had some help from his safety as well. They're going for the double coverage. That was Murray on a go pattern up the sideline. Greg just put too much arm into it. The ball was overthrown by about 8 or 9 yards. 2nd
down and 10 from the 20-yard line for the Rainbows. 3:09 left to play. Rainbows trail by 4, 17-13. David Dias is flanked to the left and to the right is Durka Powell. Back to pass again, Tipton. He looks, chased out of the pocket. He'll run, now he'll throw. It is complete. David Dias reaching out with a good cat-like move at the 30-yard line, and they say incomplete. They say no catch.
Look close. It was one of those ones like we saw before with Brennan of Air Force. We have another look at it on our replay. If Greg comes out, you look like he's going to run the ball. Now he jumps it off to David. David takes it, turns around.
Unless he didn't have possession on the way down.
I guess they're going to say net possession, but from here, Jim, in this angle, it looked like he caught it. Our spotters are saying no, they had the binoculars on him, so good call by the officials.
3rd down and 10 now for the Rainbows on their own 20-yard line. Split backs behind the quarterback, Tipton. Showing blitz is the Air Force. They do not blitz. They rush 4. Back to pass, Tipton. In trouble. Gets away from one man, but not another. They sack him back at the 15-yard line. And that shows just the strength of Air Force. They rushed only 4, and they get to Tipton, and the crowd, amazingly, boos.
Well, that's unfortunate for Greg, and I don't really like to see that in college football. Greg trying to look downfield, really doesn't see much. Chad Hennings, that big defensive tackle, 6'5", 245, gets in his face. That's the 3rd sack on Tipton tonight. He just lost 6 yards.
Now Ma'afala must kick deep in his own territory. Waiting for the snap from center. Scott Thomas is deep for the Air Force. Oh, what a punt by Ma'afala. Thomas takes it on the 30-yard line. Starts to come to the near side. Turns the corner. Being chased and thrown out of bounds by John Goas. Goas had Thomas by the jersey. And then just threw him out of bounds in front of the Air Force bench right down below us.
What a great punt.
It will be first down for the Air Force.
Maufau, 4.8-second hang time, and I think he had a 51-yard punt, Jim. That's really getting your leg into it when you're down there back in your own goal line. So Ben coming through when he had to.
Air Force will have the ball on their own 45-yard line. Running room will be to the right. Carpenter takes up station as the wide receiver to the right. Pashishniak, Evanson, Jones, and that wishbone behind the quarterback, Weiss. Weiss with a long count. Four-man front by the Rainbows. Weiss keeps it. Rolls to the far side. Pitches back to Pashishniak, trying to get around the corner. Headbutts his way at the line of scrimmage, and that's all. Rainbows string him out and dump him.
Santiago played that beautifully. Had a blocker on him, came off the block, and unloads on Pashishniak. As we see it come down the line here, again, Weiss is going to use the whole field very quickly, begins to stretch the defense. You see the pursuit, Nonga. Santiago plays off the block. It just comes up with a nice tackle and gets some help by Pete Nonga. Good defense by Hawaii.
1:35, 1:34 left to play in the third period. Jeffcoat flanked to the near side. Second down, about 9.5 to go. For the Air Force Academy, running room is to the left. Weiss keeps it, drops back to pass, has all day, throws long over the middle. He wants Brennan, and it is incomplete. Penalty flag.
They're going to say Confensis had an arm on him. They're going to say Kyle Confensis had an arm on him from the safety position. Now, that will not bring the ball all the way downfield. You must remember the college rule's been changed. Here, Matt Fulmer puts the pressure on Weiss. He lets it go, and we'll take a look at it. And you look at it, he's into his body, Jim. That's a good call. He was into his body. The fans here are booing. We've got the benefit of a replay. And Kyle just a little bit too premature on the contact. It'll bring up a first down, but it will not bring the ball all the way downfield.
But that will give the Air Force first and 10 in Rainbow territory on the Rainbow 39-yard line.
On the defense, first down.
Fans don't
Crowd
like it.
booing, but the replay did show that Kyle Confensis was in to the receiver, Hugh Brennan. Here comes the Air Force now. Great field position. They lead 17-13. 1 minute, 16 seconds remaining to be played in the third quarter. First and 10 from the Rainbow 39-yard line. The wishbone. The ball is kept by Weiss. Comes to the near side. He may pitch. No, he'll keep. He's to the 35. Running laterally and out of bounds at the 31. Rainbow green shirts chasing him all the way across the field. Gain on the play from the 39 all the way to the 31. It will be 8 yards, second down and 2.
He was really running for his life because both Vincent Sides and Kent Confensis had great angles on him. They were coming up to unload on him, and Weiss was smart enough to get himself out of bounds.
1:08 left here in the third quarter. Jeffcoat comes in with a play from the Air Force bench. Rainbow defense must stiffen here. 17 for the Air Force, 13 for the Rainbows. Score was 17-10 at halftime. Now the Air Force comes to the line. Weiss does not like what he sees. He calls a timeout. 1:08 left, third quarter. 17-13, Air Force. This is the Rainbow Football Network.
Every Saturday, something extraordinary happens. The incomparable SS Norway, the world's largest cruise ship, sails to the Caribbean. And with her sail island adventures, Broadway shows, and Hollywood stars. Sail on the Norway and do in 1 week what you've dreamed of for years.
Call Express Travel today for reservations. Trip includes free airfare and hotel.
You are traveling between time and space, somewhere beyond your dreams and at the summit of your expectations. It is a place we choose to call the Discount Zone. Item, Daniel's Discount Zone offers you the best deal and the best financing you can get on all the beautiful new Chevrolet cars and trucks every day. And for your consideration, leasing deals that are out of this world. We're the only discount dealer in town, and we can help you travel between space and time in style when you enter the Daniel's Discount Zone.
1:08 left in the third period. Air Force has the ball. Second down and 3. The ball second down about 2.5. The ball on the 31-yard line of the Rainbows. Bart Weiss with a long count. Turns, keeps the ball. Now back to pass. Being chased by Jefferson. Gets the pass away. It is complete to Jeffcoat inside the 15-yard line on the 14. And he caught that ball in between Kent Confensis, Sam Moku, and also in the area was Luis Santiago.
This is probably the finest looking play we've seen completed in the passing game by Air Force thus far. Rolling to his right on the good pressure, and Jeffcoat just gets open there, beats Kent Confensis. It just comes up with the football. Good execution by the Air Force.
Now the ball is resting on the 13-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Air Force Academy. 52 seconds left to play in the third period. Out of the huddle they come. Carpenter is flanked to the near side, picked up by Santiago inside. Wishbone behind the quarterback, Weiss. Weiss turns, gives it on the counter. With the ball is Pashishniak. He gets inside the 10, all the way down to the 7-yard line. 5'10", 183, out of Salem, Ohio. That is his 25th carry of the season.
Tackled by Thad Jefferson. And I say it again, Jim, that counter that they run off the option, off that set, was really dangerous because, boy, those linemen just have an angle on the block, and the lanes just really open up.
16 seconds remaining in the third period. 2nd down. They can get a 1st down at the 3-yard line. Ball is on the Rainbow 7. Wide receiver to the near side, and that is Bryant. The ball is kept by Weiss. Weiss angles to the 6. John Livingston wraps him up there. Into the play of only 1, and that's the end of the third quarter. The scoreboard, after 3 quarters, have been recorded here at Aloha Stadium. The Air Force Academy 10-1 on the season, number 10 ranked team in the country, going to the Bluebonnet Bowl. They have 17. The Rainbows of Hawaii, 13. This is the Rainbow Football Network.
Make your next football party something special with a 6-foot sandwich from Family Subs. Party trays from Family Subs beat anyone's deli department with this assortment of cold cuts, meats, and tasty treats. Let Family Subs take care of the preparation for your next party. Count on Family Subs at your next office party or home get-together for hot or cold dishes catered for you. And deliveries available in some areas. Check the yellow pages for the Family Subs near you in Colorado Springs, Pueblo, and Woodland Park.
You are traveling between time and space, somewhere beyond your dreams and at the summit of your expectations. It is a place we choose to call the Discount Zone. Item, Daniel's Discount Zone offers you the best deal and the best financing you can get on all the beautiful new Chevrolet cars and trucks every day. And for your consideration, leasing deals that are out of this world. We're the only discount dealer in town, and we can help you travel between space and time in style when you enter the Daniel's Discount Zone.
Ever gone in for a $29.95 tune-up that cost you $175? Fact is, 90% of all cars taken in for tune-ups have other problems. Some are pretty serious. Some can wait. At TuneX, we tell you what additional repairs are needed, if any, and what it'll cost before we do any work. We're not here to sell you repairs you don't need, but we will tell you what's wrong and right. Then it's up to you. At TuneX, you make the decision.
Need a little incentive to beautify your home for the holidays? Well, Academy Carpets has it for you. Due to certain concessions from the mills, Academy Carpets is offering 9.9% financing featuring Queen Carpets of DuPont Antron. Selection is tremendous with almost a $500,000 inventory in stock. Let our trained decorators help you with your selection and we'll install your new carpet before the holidays. With 9.9% financing and no payments until next year, you don't have to wait. Come see our beautiful selection of Queen Carpets of DuPont Antron or call for an appointment in your home. That's Academy Carpets at 3361 North Academy.
Consensus is there, but not before Pashishniak is in excellent field position to score. Good execution by Air Force, down tough on the goal line.
Air Force now leads by 10, 23-13. Tom Ruby in to try the 52nd point after touchdown. It is down, it is kicked, and it is good. And he keeps setting records every time he kicks it through. We look at the scoreboard, 24 for the Air Force Academy, 13 for the Rainbows of Hawaii, 14:55 left to play in the game. It is not over. This is the Rainbow Football Network.
The green flags are up at Academy Ford, and that means the prices are down. For example,
For Pashishniak, that is his 2nd touchdown of the season.
I wonder if they'll try an onside kick here.
Lazy kicks it off, and it is deep. Walter Murray will take it 2 yards deep in the end zone, up the middle of the field to the 5, 10, 15, 20, and he has a hole, 25, still trying to struggle out to the 29-yard line. Great move by Murray that time, his long, loping stride.
If someone, I'm not sure which Air Force player, was hanging around his leg, I think it was Kevin Martin on the kickoff team, hadn't been hanging there, Walter could have broken that thing. Had one guy just hanging on his leg.
Warren Jones comes into the game at quarterback for the Rainbows. That gets a reaction from the crowd.
Well, the young quarterback has endeared himself to the fan side. The team looked very well when he was in there.
Out of the huddle come the Rainbows. Dirk Kapow, flanked to the far side, slotted inside of Kapow is number 43. That's David Dias. Jones gives the ball up the middle to Nu'ufaola to the 30, 35, 36-yard line. Good gain of the play. From the 30 all the way out to the 36. Second down and 4 for the Rainbows. 14:35 left to play in the game. Rainbows trail by 11, 24-13. Mike Tolliver there out of Albuquerque, New Mexico on the stop for the Air Force Academy. Hawaii to the line. Apau flanked to the right, and to the left is Dias. I formation. Again to Nu'ufaola. He takes a hit at the line of scrimmage and glances off the blow and is able to fall forward out to the 38-yard line. That will bring up third down about 1.5 yards. John Ziegler really delivered a hit.
Yeah, Air Force still very, very tough here in this fourth quarter. Ziegler, 6'3", 247, the big senior defensive tackle, and Dick Clark and those guys, both of those guys playing very tough football for Air Force.
We'll call it 3rd and 2. The ball just over the 38-yard line. Rainbows moving from Honolulu toward Pearl City or south to north. 3rd and 2. I formation. Linebackers in close now for Air Force. Jones throws. It's complete on the hitch pattern. Whistles blowing to number 81, Walter Murray.
Well, they got a flag deep downfield, Jim, and it's going to be some kind of
delay of game.
Yeah.
Could be delay of game. Maybe the 25-second clock ran out for the Rainbows.
Well, that's tough. You know, when you're in there 3rd and 2, it's fourth quarter. That's a young quarterback just maybe lacking a little bit of experience there.
Jack Baker says dead ball foul, delay of game against the Rainbows. Clock has shrunk to 13:30 left, and that will get smaller and smaller here in the fourth quarter. Here come the Rainbows. Walter Murray flanked to the right. David Dias to the left. They shift out of the I formation. Split backs now. Behind Warren Jones. Jones backpedals. 4-man rush. Has the time. Steps up in the pocket. Throws over the middle. Complete to Dias. And then it goes off his knee. Incomplete. Dias came back for the ball brilliantly. The ball was laid right in there by Jones, but he couldn't hold on.
And it was classic David Dias. David having a rough night tonight. That was a crossing pattern over the middle. He was able to get behind the linebackers. Warren threw a good pass, put it in there. The ball just bounced out. Second time tonight we've seen that happen to David Dias.
Ben Ma'afala comes in to punt for Hawaii. Scott Thomas deep for the Air Force Academy. Ma'afala waiting for the snap from center. Gets it, handles it well, gets the punt away. Another beauty. Waiting for it is Thomas. Takes it on the 25-yard line at the hash mark. Comes to the near side. He's to the 30, 35, up the sideline to the 40, 45, out of bounds at midfield. Good return for the Air Force Academy. Nu'ufaola able to knock him out of bounds on the special team.
I'll tell you, if Faola doesn't knock him out of bounds, Ma'afala ends up making the tackle way upfield.
12:58 remaining to be played in the game. 24-13 Air Force. This is the Rainbow Football Network. The quarterback Weiss. Weiss keeps it, rolls to the far side. He may pitch, he may run. He is chased down by John Livingston as he crosses the 50-yard line into Rainbow territory. Livingston then rodeos him to the turf. Weiss getting up very slowly.
Well,
in fact, he's not getting up.
It was really an outstanding play by Livingston because Livingston had to come from an inside-out position. We have two guys. Colin Scotts is down the other side of the field. We'll take another look at it, Jim. As Weiss comes down, he's got a little counter option type of play this time. Livingston, from an inside-out relationship, actually runs down Bart Weiss. And then somebody comes over, I think it was sent the sides on top of him, and Weiss is down and Scotts is down. Looks like a scene from Rocky or something where both guys are down on the mat. You just hate to see that.
Concern now for Colin Scotts for the Rainbows and Bart Weiss for the Air Force Academy.
And, you know, Colin has just been such a strong, steady player. In this fourth quarter, where the Bulls still very much have a chance, they just can't afford to lose him at that defensive line position, defensive end position.
Fisher DeBerry on the sidelines, of course, he is concerned for his quarterback, Bart Weiss. There is one movie so special, so touching, that KHNL in Honolulu has decided to ring in the Christmas holiday season with it. Well, this is great reading this with two injured players, huh? The Miracle on 34th Street, a Christmas tradition. Natalie Wood, Maureen O'Hara, the Miracle on 34th Street, Tuesday night at 7, right here on KHNL Channel 13. We're going to show a Christmas movie before Thanksgiving.
Well, it's going to start off the Christmas season right here. We didn't have very many films to show. We were reaching just a poor little struggling station. You know how it is, so you break up the Christmas movies a little early, puts in the Christmas spirit. While you were reading that, both guys got up and walked off the field. I mean, what can I say? I think Collins being helped out, but he's going to be all right. When you see his legs, he's walking like that, he's got no movement. I would be surprised to see him back in a little bit. Another guy, Weiss is okay.
Second trip to the bench for Weiss.
You know, if we didn't run the movie, we were going to have to drop the sports director. I didn't really want to do that. You know, there was serious talk about canceling your department.
So the ball is on the Rainbow 49-yard line. Second down and 9 for the Air Force Academy. Out of the huddle they come. 12:35 remaining. Quarterback for the Air Force is now Brian Knorr. That's his second appearance in this game. Knorr gives the ball up the middle, high stepping into the Rainbow secondary. Inside the Rainbow 45 to the 44 is Johnny Smith, the fullback. Smith now has over 105 carries for the season. And another Rainbow. John Livingston getting up very slowly. So it is third down for Air Force. Smith carried short of the first down. They have to go inside the Rainbow 41 for the first down, and the ball is just inside the 44. Clock reading 11:56 now in this game. Jeff Cotis to the far side. Tight end Hugh Brennan sets up on the near side. Knorr gives the ball again to the fullback, and pulled down is Johnny Smith. He's pulled down by Thad Jefferson. Jefferson got Smith underneath the shoulder pads that time and just bulldozed him to the turf. I think the Cowboys like to say that. The rodeos. Grab him.
I was a city kid. I never hung around in rodeos very much, but I'll go along with that if that's what you say. You look like a rodeo guy.
So now time has been called by the officials. It is fourth down. It is close to the first down. And maybe Air Force wants a measurement here, but the official, Jack Baker, says no, it is fourth down. 11:25 left to play in the game. Air Force leading 24-13, and they're going to punt it away as Mark Simon comes in. Simon. Game has really been slowed now by the officials. Now they say too much time on Air Force, and they'll march them back 5 yards. 10 minutes, 58 seconds. Air Force just let the time run out.
Yeah, I think
that may give Simon more distance to put that ball deep, and so the Rainbows may have to start deep in their own territory.
I'm sure that was intentional for that exact reason, Jim. Good series, though, by Hawaii holding here. They've got to come back. They've got to do something with 10:58 left in a hurry.
He has been able to punt 19 times this season inside the opponent's 20-yard line. Line of scrimmage now is the 47. He's standing on the Air Force 40. He'll punt from the 45, angling it for the sidelines, and the ball will go into the end zone for a touchback and be brought out to the 20-yard line.
Like a ballistic missile. One of the things about Simon that makes him so strong, that was a spiral. He couldn't have passed it any better.
47-yard punt, 24-13 in favor of Air Force. We're in the fourth quarter. This is the Rainbow Football Network.
If you're out shopping for a satellite television,
I formation behind the quarterback, Warren Jones, Fa'ola, and Fakava. Jones fakes the play action, back to pass, looks long over the middle, throws sideline pattern, intercepted by Air Force. Back to the 35, to the 30, A.J. Scott. That is his fourth interception of the season, the 26th for the team. And for Warren Jones, that is his second thrown interception. Golden opportunity again for the Air Force. A.J. Scott right there, good fingertip catch.
Yeah, he was looking.
And he returns it for outstanding field position to the 33-yard line of the Rainbow.
He was looking for Murray on the out pattern, and that's really unfortunate. We did all of that talk about the fact that the Bulls were able to hold and get the ball back, and now Air Force, as if they had picked up a first down on that last drive, an excellent field position.
First down and 10 for the Air Force. They have the ball in the Rainbow territory yet another time. Noah, the quarterback, keeps it, rolls to the near side, stops, drops back, throws long over the middle for Carpenter. It is intercepted by Kent Kafentis. He goes into the end zone. His momentum carried him in. His momentum carried him in. And they're going to say on the 3-yard line, first down for the Rainbows. I thought his momentum carried him in.
I think we're going to have a disagreement among the officials. We have one official signaling the 3-yard line. The other guy threw his flag down. Now he's going to wave it off. We'll see inadvertent flag. We take a look at it. Noah right here wanting to go for it all. Puts it up with the ball. He's looking for Ken Carpenter. Moku in good position. Kafentis playing great center field out there. Comes up with the football. They give the ball down to the 3. What happened to the flag? Inadvertent? Big interception for Kent. Inadvertent flag was being waved off, but there was one thrown. I think the guy was going to say that he ran into the end zone.
Now timeout has been called, an official timeout, and Jack Baker will come to the sideline to confer with Fisher DeBerry, who says in his case that Kafentis stepped into the end zone to try to get the ball out to the 20-yard line, and that should be a safety.
Well, that's what he's arguing, and I think that's almost what I thought they called the penalty about. Now, there's Jack, who before the game came up to me and said, talk nice. You know, my family's watching back there. He said he's taping this game to make sure that we do it. Now, you can see it right there. That's exactly the issue that they're discussing.
Jack Baker, very forceful. One of the best officials in the Western Athletic Conference. Timeout now has been called by the Air Force. 10:21 remaining to be played. On radio, we will break on the radio network. 10:21 left. Air Force leading. We'll be back after these messages. On television, we are still with you. And the Rainbows will have the ball at their own 3-yard line. Injury reports have come in now on Hawaii's Colin Scott. Sprained ankle. Status is doubtful. On the Air Force Academy's Bart Weiss. He is dizzy. But the status of Bart Weiss is that he is probable.
What I like about it is the way Noah threw the interception. Because when he comes into the game, they don't lose anything.
Ooh,
and he just throws the interception.
You're really getting after me tonight, huh?
Well, yeah.
Really
I don't forget those kind of comments. But big interception by Hawaii. You know, Jim, it looks very difficult for them to try to go 97 yards. But nonetheless, it's the task that's in front of them. If they should be successful with a couple of big plays, you know, that's the one thing about this Air Force team. They don't give you the big play against them. You notice that? They don't give you the big play against them. And the other thing that they don't do is a wishbone team. They don't throw the ball in the carpet very much. In fact, we haven't seen it at all. They don't turn the football over.
Excellent ball club in Air Force. Rainbows come out of the huddle to the line. First down at their own 3-yard line. Warren Jones is the quarterback. Staggered backfield now. Split back formation. Ball is pitched to Nu'ufaola, trying to get outside. Cuts back over the middle. East of the 5. Headbutts his way out over the 6-yard line. And finally, everybody piles up on everybody. We have a maelstrom of humanity down there.
I like that.
So from the 3-yard line out to maybe the 7 for Nu'ufaola.
Mike Chandler made the initial hit there. He's been very active along with Terry Mackey. The linebackers for Air Force just very aggressive and all over the football all night long.
One of the Rainbows still down.
Yeah, I'm not able to see who it was, Jim. I really missed the number. He's on his knees. Can't really see from here. Newton's standing over. I think it's an 8. Maybe it's a tight end. I really can't read the number.
Theo Adams.
You hate to do that when you can't see the number, but I think it is Theo Adams, Jim. Just from looking at it, looks like a 7.
Theo Adams, the tight end, sophomore out of McKinley High School here in Honolulu.
Just a lot of hard hitting. We'll take a look at it as Faola comes out now. He starts to come back up in field. We'll see as he goes down. We'll see this.
That's Theo right there on the replay, being pushed back into the crowd. Everybody jumping on everybody. So Theo twisted. Maybe got his wind knocked out of him. He appears to be okay. They help him up.
He's going to run off the field.
Runs off under his own power. 9:48 remaining here in the game. Rainbows trail 24-13. Time to get back in it, but the Rainbows have a long way to go. Walter Murray flanked to the right. Kyle Mosley is flanked to the left. Back to pass is Jones. All the way back into his own end zone. Throws on the run. It is intercepted by Air Force. Back inside the 20 to the 19-yard line. A.J. Scott, his second interception within 2 minutes.
Well, I'll tell you, Scott just playing very good out there in the flat now. He's just a real mobile defensive back. He's out there. He's all whack. He's all American. He's coming out there. The ball's there. The ball just bounced around. Wait, that's not Scott. That's 18. H.A. Scott. I'm sorry. He just plays. My fault. I was looking at 29. And real alert. Tips the ball several times. Good concentration. Keeps it. Walter Murray makes the tackle. But, boy, they have excellent field position. The Air Force inside the 15-yard line.
They have it at the 14-yard line. Out of the huddle they come. A.J. Scott, that is his 5th interception and the 27th interception for Air Force this season. Wishbone behind the quarterback. Brian Knorr. Knorr keeps it, rolls to the near side, pitches back to Pittman. And Pittman is hit by M.L. Johnson at the line of scrimmage, falls forward to the 13-yard line. Good job of the Rainbow defense. One thing about the Rainbow defense tonight, they've been touched for 24 points. But they played their hearts out.
Yeah, they played their hearts out, Jim. And they've had, the tough fortune of turnovers here. Murray's fumbling fouls in the first half, let the touchdowns in here. Now they've had to play really tough in the second half. And this being a real prime opportunity for Air Force in scoring position off of that last interception.
Air Force out of the huddle. Jeff Coate, wide receiver to the near side. Ball is given on a counter to Randy Jones, and he is flipped over after a gain of only a yard by Thad Jefferson.
Oh, some great hitting. I could hear that pop all the way up here. Thad just really unloaded. And I think Matt Foner might have been down there, too. It's just some great hitting going on.
So that will bring up 3rd down now for the Air Force Academy.
The Bulls have only given up 2 yards in that play. Talk about getting tough defense. Down inside the 15, sudden change situation. 2 tough plays. They put 3 in a row together here. They're going to force a field goal attempt.
8:20 remaining to be played. Steve Allen is flanked to the far side. Jeff Coate to the near side. Double wing formation, passing formation. Knorr rolls to the far side, being chased by Livingston. Cuts back up over the middle. He's at the 10, and he's upended at the 8-yard line by Luis Santiago. Short of the first down. That will bring up 4th down, and we should see Tom Ruby.
Got a nice look at it here. As Knorr comes out, he's going to roll to his left. This is a rollout. I'm not sure he ever was really thinking about passing. He looks downfield, but he sees the lane back across the grain. He starts to cut upfield, gets inside Livingston, but then he just gets popped from up in the secondary. Good job by Luis Santiago.
So Ruby comes in. They place the key down at the 14-yard line. Angle from the left, short, 24-yard field goal. It is up, and it is perfect. 7:28 left to play in the game. Air Force 27, and the Rainbows have 13. This is the Rainbow Football Network.
Yeah, I like to buy this $1,200 computer.
Ruby will kick off for the Air Force, squibs it down the middle of the field. Coming up to take it on the run is Walter Murray, the 20. Walter Murray, the 25, to the 28-yard line.
Jim, of Air Force's 27 points, 17 of them have been scored off of turnovers. And Hawaii has not been able, of their 13 points, had that.
$7:22 now remaining to be played in the 4th quarter. Air Force 14 yards in 4 plays, 24-yard field goal by Ruby.
And Greg Tipton comes back into the game at quarterback.
Tipton leads the Rainbows to the line. Fakava is the fullback. And Nu'ufaola. No, check that. Marco Johnson, the tailback. Swing pass to Johnson. Has it at the 25, to the 30, the 35, to the 40, to the 42-yard line. That's enough for a first down, and that brings applause from the Aloha Stadium crowd. 7:14 left to play. Brian Derby with a good block.
Quick score. The Bows are right back in it. They're only down by 14 points here. He just lays it out nice to Marco, and Marco's just going to put some good moves on. He looks as good as we've seen him look in a long time, Jim. Got the real quick feet back tonight. Mike Tolliver and Don Wilson down there in the secondary, both coming up with the tackle.
Rainbow's first down at their own 42-yard line. Splitbacks behind the quarterback. Tipton drops straight back. Rushing only 4 Air Force. Tipton has all day. Throws over the middle. It is complete to William Bell out of the backfield. 45, 50-yard line, and into Air Force territory at the 49. Gain on the play of 9 yards. 2nd down and 1. So the Rainbows really have to open it up now, probably through the air, Rick. They can't afford to stay on the ground.
Well, I agree. This is a nice job of just letting Bell release out of the backfield. He gets in front of the linebackers, and Kevin Martin comes over to make the tackle along with Mike Chandler once again, but just a nicely timed play by Hawaii.
6:24 left to play in the game. Dirk Powell is flanked to the near side. Coldine Walsh to the far side. Bell and Fakava in the backfield. Ball is given straight up the middle. Carrying the ball is Hekoti Fakava. And Pacava has the first down as he's able to advance the ball inside the 45-yard line of Air Force to the 44. Mike Chandler again on the stop. Chandler out of Waterloo, Iowa.
Good down, though. Good play to pick up the first down. Bo's in Air Force territory. They're making some offensive line changes, and Murray and Mosley coming in, and Ron Hall. I agree with you, Jim. They got to do something through the air.
And they have to do it in a hurry. 6 minutes remaining. Out of the huddle they come. Murray flanked to the right. To the left is Kyle Mosley. Split backs behind the quarterback, Greg Tipton. Looks over a 6-man front. Drops back to pass. Here comes the Air Force rush. They sack him. Back at the Rainbow 47-yard line.
Yeah, Chad Hennings just got around Quentin Flores there to come up with the sack. We'll take another look at it as Greg comes back. They're looking to go somewhere deep. They're trying to get the protection. You see Hennings coming around and he just breaks inside of Flores. It just takes Greg Tipton down. 4th sack, loss of 7 tonight.
2nd down and 17 from the 49-yard line of the Rainbows. Back to pass is Tipton. Swing pass out to William Bell. Same play. Bell tries to get to the outside. He does. The 50, the 45, the 40, and out of bounds at the Air Force 40-yard line. Walter Murray with a good block, and that was able to spring William Bell around the near side. Scott Thomas credited with the stop for the Air Force Academy.
High percentage play. They're going to go with the screen. They get it off the Bell. You get some pretty good protection now out there in front. Even Walter there tying up his guy good enough to get let William get outside, and he gets upfield. They've got a chance now with 3rd and about 6 there. That gives them good field position to try to get the first down.
3rd down play for the Rainbows. Dirk Powell flanked to the right, and to the left is Kyle Mosley. They shift out of the I formation. Bell and Pacava. Back to pass is Tipton. Drops back. Screen over the middle to Bell. Bell at the 35 has the first down as down he goes at the 34-yard line. Had to break a tackle at the 36. He did so. He got away from Mackey.
Well, Hawaii's shown a lot of respect for that secondary of Air Forces, and rightfully so. A couple of interceptions here, the way they went to work on Warren Jones. This time, the same play we saw a few moments ago, where Greg comes back and lets Bell release out of the backfield, dumps it off to him in front of the linebackers, and the rest is all William Bell as he picks up the first down.
Air Force leads 27-13, 4 minutes and 49 seconds left to play in the game. Rainbows quickly to the line. Shuffling in wide receivers. Walter Murray to the near side. To the far side is Coldine Walsh. Tipton drops straight back. Here comes the Air Force. They blitz a cornerback. Long pass for Murray. He looks over his shoulder. He captures it for the touchdown.
No flags down. That's just a go pattern up the left sideline, a little bit like that fade that they like to throw. He picks up 33 yards. We're watching here now. Greg, this is one of the best type of balls he throws. Throws it high and lets Walter run underneath it. It's going to be an over-the-shoulder catch. Walter just beating the man on their coverage. Go pattern. He beat Mike Tolliver, the cornerback. Touchdown for Hawaii, and there's still plenty of time left, Jim.
Excellent catch by Walter Murray. Over the shoulder. Oh, National Football League type of catch.
I like the touch by Tipton, too.
Brady in to try the extra point. 27-19 now in favor of the Air Force. Brady boots it, drives it. It is good. Oh, he squibbed that one through the upright. 4:34 left to play in the game. Air Force Academy, 27. The Rainbows, 20. This is the Rainbow Football Network.
Simpsons watch Hardy, please.
Kick off. Air Force expecting an onside kick by Gary Brady. They have everybody up close. Deepest man is only back to the 30-yard line. Boy, if Brady can pooch one over the Air Force defense, the race could be on. He kicks it deep down the near sideline. It lands on the goal line, and it is taken in the end zone by Scott Thomas.
The Air Force was playing up.
And the Air Force will put the ball in play on the 20-yard line. Hawaii, 70 yards in 7 plays. Tipton to Murray, 33-yard touchdown pass for Walter Murray. For Walter Murray, that is his 7th touchdown reception of the year, and his 20th in his career. For Greg Tipton, that's his 12th touchdown pass of the season. Air Force 27, Rainbows 20, 4:34 left, and Bart Weiss has gone back in at quarterback for the Air Force Academy. Out of the huddle they come. Evans is now in at fullback. Ball is given to Evans. Evans struggles to the 23. Clock ticking. 4:27, 4:26. John Livingston, linebacker for the Rainbows, there to make the stop.
Well, if there was a time for a timely turnover, this would be it for Hawaii.
This is for Hawaii fans only.
Well, that's true. We do have people back in Colorado, and if they haven't gathered by now, late in the fourth quarter, that we're a bit biased for the team in green, then they haven't been able to catch on real quick.
4:02, 4:01, 4 minutes remaining to be played in the game. Weiss with a long count. Weiss keeps it. He's hit at the line of scrimmage and smothered right there. Al Nunga.
And Al Nunga and Colin Scott's back into the lineup, also getting good penetration. Colin Scott's looking strong. Al Nunga, great big play. Big play. And Jim, the Air Force trying to run that clock now, just staying with the ball on the ground with their option.
3:37, 3:35. Clock ticking away. Rainbows have 3 timeouts remaining. The Air Force has only 1. Third down, long yardage. Weiss has kept on the roll before in this game under similar situations. Weiss turns, gives the ball up the middle. Carrying the ball is Pat Evans. He is short of the first down. He is tackled at the 28-yard line. 4th down for the Air Force. And they will have to punt it away.
Jim, they're going to have to punt it away, and the Bows are going to have pretty decent field position unless Simon gets off, something unbelievable. This place has just come alive, and the Bows have a chance to win this ball game, Jim. With this possession, they have a big chance to win this ball game.
Marco Johnson, who has put on some electric returns in this game tonight, drops back for Hawaii to the 29-yard line. Mark Simon, he may just wait for the clock to run down, take the penalty, and then kick it from 5 yards further back, and that's exactly what they're going to do. So they will move it from the 28-yard line back to the 23. 4th down. 2 minutes and 35 seconds left. Fans here beginning to go crazy.
Well, I'll tell you, this is it. It's a great situation. The defense is pumped. And they're going to try to get a good return for Mako to start it off. This place is really going wild. And you got to love it. You got to love it, baby.
Air Force leads 27-20. Rainbows lining up to try for the block. Gets the snap from center. Gets the punt away. A wobbler. The ball will bounce on the Rainbow 35. It will not be returned. It tumbles to the Rainbow 30, rolls inside the 28, and dies at the 27-yard line. First down for the Rainbows. 2 minutes and 23 seconds in which to come back and try for the 2-point conversion should they score to win it. 49-yard punt by Simon.
Why not? It would just be fitting the way this game has gone. That was a 49-yard punt, as you said, Jim. And the Bows that time really didn't attempt to block. They put a fake block on. They wanted to take any chances with a roughing penalty, content to get the ball back. And this is it with 2:23.
They put the ball down on the 28-yard line. Out of the huddle comes the Rainbow. Walter Murray flanked to the far side, double coverage on Murray. I formation behind Tipton. He motions the crowd to be quiet. In motion goes Ron Hall from right to left. The ball is pitched to Bell. Takes the reverse to Murray. Bell trying to get to the outside. Breaks the tackle at the 25. He's over the 30. And succumbs to the pressure at the 32-yard line. That ate up the clock. 2:10, 2:09. Rainbows may call a timeout here. Terry Mackey, the linebacker for the Air Force, made the stop.
Well, they're going to go right from the line, Jim. No huddle.
Rainbows to the line. To the near side is Walter Murray. Theo Adams trying to get off the field. Kyle Mosley comes in as a wide receiver. He is to the far side. Back to pass is Tipton. Tipton has the time. He's being chased. Pulls down. He throws. It is complete to Fakaba on the 30-yard line, and they lose 2 yards. The clock is still running. 1:38, 1:37. Timeout has been called by the Rainbow. Terry Mackey in on that last play. On radio, we will go away. And on radio with the score 27-20, we'll be back after these commercial messages. On television, we are still with you. 1 minute, 37 seconds remaining. Rainbows need a big play, Rick.
Tough use of the clock that time. They lost 20 seconds. As Greg gets the ball off while he's going down, Fakaba just makes a miraculous catch. Actually would have been maybe better off if he had dropped it because they lost on the completion and it just kept the clock going. But Terry Marks is playing really alert. Big situation now, Jim. We're a minute 37, 3rd and 8 now. The Bulls have got to make something happen.
Tipton has got to be able to see better downfield. Yeah. Either the Rainbows have to give him almost an eternity to set up the pass, or Tipton himself must pick up the receivers earlier than he is doing. Tipton tonight has displayed that he has had trouble seeing his receivers early on, And then he has been pressured, and he has been sacked 4 times in this game.
That's really true. Greg really has difficulty in picking up his receivers, and the Air Force is taking advantage of that. They put the great pressure on Greg, and I wouldn't be surprised to see some kind of a blitz and see Air Force gamble here, Jim.
1:37 remaining. Out of the huddle come the Rainbows. 3rd down and 8 on their own 30-yard line. Splitbacks behind the quarterback, Tipton. Air Force shows blitz. Tipton with a long count. Now the one linebacker drops off. They do not blitz. They rush 4. Back to pass is Tipton. Looks over the middle. Chase out of the pocket. Throws on the run. It is incomplete. No flag. No flag, and it looked like clear interference. Ron Hall was in the area, and he was bumped. He was bumped by the Air Force defender, Steve Ziegler.
Yeah, Ziegler really did hit Hall. I guess the ruling would be that they weren't trying to catch the ball at the time. I don't know, but it's away from the football. Hawaii's going to call another timeout, Jim. I would think on 4th down they're going to go for it. Obviously, they don't want.
When they've had to do it.
And now, the obvious statement, the play of the night right here.
Out of the huddle come the Rainbows. Walter Murray is flanked to the far side. David Dias to the near side. Split backs behind the quarterback, Tipton. Offensive line must give him protection. This is the play of the game. 4th down and 8. They need 8 for the first down. Back to pass is Tipton. He throws over the middle. It is complete to Walter Murray. Juggled and maybe intercepted by Air Force. Oh, what a turn of events. What a turn of events.
Exactly
First
right.
down, Air Force. Intercepted by Scott Thomas. And for Thomas, that is his 6th interception of the year. And as a team for Air Force, that is their 28th interception of the season.
Well, Murray running a pattern that we've seen David Dias run a lot of. It's a crossing pattern over the middle. Greg sets up. He gets the protection. He drills it in. Walter was open, but the ball bounces out of his chest. And Scott Thomas very alertly back there in the secondary, converging on the football, gets the old tip drill, and comes up with the turnover.
1 minute, 23 seconds remaining. The ball on the Rainbow 44-yard line. Air Force in possession. Brian Moore will have the mission of running out the clock. He keeps it around the near side and gets back to the line of scrimmage. Thad Jefferson then wrestles him to the turf, along with M.L. Johnson and Al Nunga. 1:14, 1:13. Whistles are blowing. Rainbows are trying to stop the clock.
That's their last timeout.
And the timeout has been signaled by Jack Baker. The Rainbows do take it. 1:12 left to play in the game. 27 for the Air Force, 20 for the Rainbows. This is the Rainbow Football Network. One minute, 15 seconds left. Ken Carpenter is flanked to the far side for the Air Force. They come out in their familiar wishbone. Ball is given on a counter. With the ball is Pittman. He's able to weave his way into the Rainbow secondary inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. Clock 1:07, 1:06. Rainbows do not have any more timeouts. So the Rainbows will look up at the clock here at Aloha Stadium. And for the 1985 season, they will see their chances for a Western Athletic Conference championship dwindle away, slip through their fingers. 45 seconds left as the Air Force comes to the line. Steve Allen is flanked to the far side. Wishbone. Ball is given up the middle. With the ball is Johnny Smith. And he is able to skip inside the 35-yard line to the 33. That's enough for a first down. 34 seconds left in this game. And the Air Force should be congratulated. They will be 11-1 on the season. As this is their final regular season game, they're in the Bluebonnet Bowl. And we wish them well against either Texas or Texas A&M. Outstanding team made up of outstanding young men behind Fisher DeBerry, who is being hugged by his assistant at the moment. 15 seconds.